Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly. We continue with Jon Stewart, who has written and directed new movie Rosewater. The story is interesting. In 2009, on Stewart's program, an Iranian-Canadian journalist named Maziar Bahari was featured in a comedy bit. Now, after that interview, Bahari was arrested and tortured by Iranian authorities, so Stewart decided to make a movie about it, which opens today across the country. All right, I didn't get to see the film because I had to do a benefit thing last night.
Right.
But
it's great.
Yeah.
I think you know that.
Well, it got good reviews from all the liberal papers. Gee, what a... but what's the main point?
Twisted worldview you live in.
For people who aren't ideological, okay,
yes.
And they go to see Rosewater.
That's right.
What do you want them to leave the theater with?
I think I want them to leave the theater with the idea that this type of repression of your own people is unsustainable. That the idea, you know, as technology has sort of democratized information and the definition of who's a journalist and these bloggers and activists, they're being arrested all around the world, not just in Iran, but everywhere, in countries that are also allied with the United States. And the idea that is the apparatuses in these countries that have been set up to suppress information, to hurt their own people, are not sustainable in these countries.
Okay, but this guy, he
yes.
was writing articles for Newsweek.
Correct.
He wasn't anti-Iranian, as far as I can tell. Our research doesn't show that he was a subversive over there.
And he had been working for 12 years, always with accreditation. He had worked with
so why did they grab
Ershad.
him and rough him up? For
but
what reason?
They grabbed thousands of people. This is right after 2009. And, you know, the election between Mousavi and Ahmadinejad, obviously, many people in the country felt that Mousavi had won. And then they announced Ahmadinejad had won, 64 to 39, some crazy number. And so millions of Iranians came out onto the street and demanded a recount. They weren't looking for revolution. They were not looking to overthrow the regime.
Was this guy one of them? Was he sympathetic to that movement?
I believe he's probably sympathetic to the idea that the Iranian people deserve a carved-out space for expression and freedom.
Right.
And
that's
an
why
honest
they
election.
picked him up?
No. He was they had a theory that the only reason people took to the street is that Western saboteurs had been put in touch with reformists on the ground in Iran, and that's what created the disturbance.
And he was a Western saboteur?
He was a Western journalist. He was someone who was from London covering it for Newsweek. He came in and he filmed some brutality that occurred on the streets from the administration to from the regime to some of the protesters, and that may have triggered it. But they had arrested thousands of people,
and some of them still languish in prison.
And some of them
Is this
still
an anti-Iranian film, an
God,
anti-Iranian government film? Not the people, the government.
It is a story. Look, they did this. This is not demonizing them, but it is a story of something that
Shouldn't
they
be demonized?
They should not be. I don't think people should be demonized, because when you create something as a demon, as a monster, you can't fight it effectively. You have to see them as human, and you have to look for then their vulnerabilities. Right. You can only fight something
which you don't
if you
like
remove
them.
that. I despise what they did. Okay. I despise what they did to this man, and I despise what they've done to others. But I despise what we do in this country in terms of the pressure we put on journalists. And I don't like.
Yeah, but it's not moral equivalency. It's nothing.
Not equivalent.
Right.
But it is also a danger.
Keep it in perspective. This is a serious movie.
Yes.
So some of your fans might be going in Jon Stewart, and they're going to come out going, "That's not what I expected."
They're going to be high. What do they care?
Yeah, that's right. It's true. And one tip: you should have thrown a couple of zombies in there. I mean, just for commercial reasons, if they could just have a couple in there, maybe zombies could have eaten Rosewater at the end.
Nobody from your audience was available to be in there.
I knew it. There you go, Jon Stewart, everybody. Rosewater is the movie.
You're going to go see it, full price. Don't.
No, I'm going to pay, Stuart.
No.
Somebody's got to buy you a tie.
No senior discount.
There he is.
And 2 seats. You're a big man.
Callow Youth, Stuart.
Yeah.
Live it, learn it, love it.
All right.